G'day mates, how's it going? I'm Mr. GT, welcome to the channel all the way from Greece, and today is a very exciting day for me as I will be picking up a car that I will be buying here in Greece so that I can use for my 3-month stay, and then I'm going to be passing the car on to my daughter as a gift as she lives here. So we're going to go meet the guy that's selling me the car, have a look at the car, and then I'll film the car in detail for you. So grab that nice icy cold beer, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So the car that I will be buying is the 2005 Skoda Octavia RS. It is the performance version, as I always buy the performance version of any model. I try to never buy the regular model, as I like to have a little bit of extra power. And here we are, ladies and gents, this is the little beast that I'm buying. Skoda Octavia RS. It's got about 150,000 Ks on it. Got the green calipers, but I'm going to go through the car a bit later on. We'll have to get it washed and all that. But yes, this is the little beast that I'm buying right here. Very excited to drive this thing. And I've come here with my uncle. So we're going to go in and do the paperwork and return. This is the owner, ladies and gentlemen, Vlasis, what's
Krabis.
So, yeah, we've just about completed the paperwork out there and over here, and we'll be on our way shortly. Okay, so here is the little beast, all washed up after picking it up from the owner. Let's have a little look at it from the outside. It's got inky wheels on it. It's got the green calipers, which is original on the RS. So this is where I'm staying, and this is the driveway. The car's stock standard, 180 horse. They come out from the factory. Well, it isn't that much to what we're used to with our muscle cars in Australia. However, for here it is pretty good. And later on when we go for a drive, I'll tell you why everybody opts for up to 2 litre cars over here. Let's have a look inside. It's in a lovely black colour, which was my first choice. Second choice would have been silver, and then the red. These things come out in 3 colours, black, silver and red. But luckily I found this beauty. So the guy was pretty anal. He's even got these covers. Some pretty good nick. There's a dash. Goes up to 270. 154,000 Ks on the clock. All highway kilometres at least. It's got a screen, even the dash protector, original Skoda. It's immaculate under here. So as I was saying, the seats, he's got these leather covers which are the same as the actual seats, and he's even got the plastic Still not removed from the carpets. Sports pedals come standard in the RS. 5-speed. Have a look at the back. Plenty of room, which was another reason why I chose this. And I'll be able to take my DJ gear because I'll be doing some films. I'll be doing some videos of my DJ on my DJ channel with mixers, so the controller fits beautifully in here. Let's have a look at the engine. So before I show you guys the engine, just a warning, it is very filthy under there. There is a lot of dust here in Greece. We're not too far from the Sahara and it blows over. So I'm going to have to get the engine bay detailed. Imagine taking this to the car show with an engine bay like this, eh? Barn find, they'd say. So it's a 1.8 litre turboed engine, 180 horse. Oh, let's go for a drive. Alright, we're in the little beast. We have a little bit of a test drive. So I had to opt for 1.8 litre because if you own anything more than a 2 litre, you pay big taxes. But the tax goes on your income tax, actually. Let's do a bit of a acceleration. See how it picks up. That's more to 100. I'm just taking it sort of easy. But yeah, going back, let's take this bloke. What happens is, let's say you own a 5 litre V8. You have to be earning around 120,000 euros per year. If you're not earning 120,000 euros per year, because you own a 5 litre, they'll put you in the tax bracket of 120,000 that you earned. So you'll have to pay tax on 120,000 as your income. Even if you didn't make it, you might say, oh look, I only made 70. Well, nobody makes 70, they'll probably make around 20 over here. Maybe not even. Very few people will make, you know, anything even over 18, I'd say 20, around there. So, yeah, let's say you make 20, they're going to say, well, you own a 5 litre, so you have to pay as if your income tax for the year was 120,000. So that is the reason no one buys big muscle cars over here. So the most, you know, the biggest you'll usually see is around a 2 litre. But that car drives beautifully, no movement in the steering, stiff as anything. The suspension is nice, she handles nice, got a nice stiff ride. Not too bad though, it's comfortable stiff. She takes the corners very, very nicely. Drives beautifully, very beautifully. So as you can see here, the roads are nice and wide, and the B roads don't have the bitumen, that rough bitumen that you have in Australia. Australia, it's smooth. The lanes are very, very wide, just like they were in Dubai, even wider. In Athens, the lanes on the highways, like say equivalent to Parramatta Road, mate, you could probably fit almost 2 cars in the one lane. I would really enjoy driving the coach in Athens. Big difference to our narrow lanes we have on Parramatta Road and the Pacific Highway around St Leonard's and those areas. So anyway, as you would have noticed, I am driving on the other side of the road. I've had 20 years experience of driving on this side of the road, although I have been doing very, very much driving in Australia on the coach, which is probably a lifetime's worth in a few years. Still doing it right here. I did get mixed up on the first day when I arrived. I actually turned from a street to turn right, and instead of coming towards the right, I went to the left, but quickly realised, lucky there were no cars coming, and quickly realised, shit, I'm on the wrong side of the road. But I've never done that again, so yeah, driving is not as strict here. There's no cameras around these areas. There's very few in Athens. There is a leeway of 20 kilometres over. They don't put you unless you're doing 20 over the speed limit, which in my opinion is real speeding. When you're doing 20 over, you're speeding. When you're doing 2 over in Australia, because if you're doing 3 over, the cameras are set to pick you up. I don't consider that as speeding. I mean, the car is going to do that on its own. You don't enjoy speeding when you're doing 3 k's over. It's not something you're doing on purpose. The car, you know, like you're doing 60, 58 in a 60 zone, the car is going to go over 3 k's. And, you know, you're going to realise it, and then you slow down because you're constantly looking at that speedo. And, but you may have passed a camera or a mobile camera and it's picked you up when you've done that 3 k's over. So, you know, like for me, I do not believe a Karen will say that, oh, you went 3 k's over. Oh my God, you need to be punished. No, 3 k's over is not speeding. 20 k's over is, and that's why they've got it here. It's a logical speed. 20 k's over, they book you. That is real speeding. But anyway, that is the comparison of the different laws that apply. I guess this little beast over here drives nicely. Okay, there's no sound from the exhaust, but you're not going to get a V8 sound anyway out of these. It is stock, which is just right, and this will be just right for my daughter as well, because she'll be able to overtake a truck on first go. Most cars here are 1.3 litre, 1.4 litre, like 76 horsepower. You know, you come behind the truck and you want to overtake it, so you make an attempt on a straight. You know, you've got the foot down and the car's here. You get about halfway past the truck and then you see a car coming from the opposite lane. You've got to put on the brakes and get back behind it. With this thing here, you're going to pass the truck nicely. So it hasn't got dangerous power, or power that my daughter wouldn't be able to handle. But she will get used to this, and then she'll take after me, and then later on we'll move on to the bigger powered stuff. But for now, this will be just right for her, for some training. So yes, I needed a bigger car as well. Like I said, I want to be carrying my DJ controller in its DJ flight case, which is very big, and it fits just perfectly in the boot. So a good buy. can film with the cameras over here. That's why I didn't set up my mobile setup where I usually have 3 Sony X3000s set up stationary on the windscreen and the windows. So this was handy to just grab this camera and do this just like they do in the States as well. One of my favourite channels, F-Spot, films like this quite often. And very enjoyable. Passing a survey here. Fuel over here is roughly the same price as in Australia, but it's in euros. In Australia, 98 fluctuates between, what is it, about 220 and 180, somewhere there. Here it fluctuates between, it doesn't fluctuate here. 98, they've even got 100 here too. They've got 100, 98 and 95. There's no 91 or 92 what we have in Australia. 95 is their standard, and that's $1.81 euros for 95 RON, and then 98 is about 198 euros, and then 100 is like 205, somewhere around there. So we're heading in towards Nufpure, which is where I'm from. Excuse the cough. It's quite dusty here, and sometimes my throat gets a bit itchy. As you can see, the colour of the road. There is a lot of dust on the surface. That's why it's got that light colour. I think following this truck has raised a bit of the dust, and it's getting me in the throat. Okay, there will be more videos coming. I've got a mate that I'm going to go see who builds engines over here. He tunes cars as well. I think he's the importer of EMS here in Greece. He's an expat Aussie, and we're going to go visit him and check out the cars that he builds, and hopefully we'll be able to do some videos on the cars that is building, like separate videos on that. And then car meets, I don't have car meets, but there may be some off-street racing stuff in Athens which I'm going to look out for and before you guys. And I do have quite a few Aussie videos still that I haven't uploaded. I've saved them for here to keep the channel going, so for the people that aren't interested in the stuff from Greece, they'll still be able to get to see quite a few of the shows and stuff that I filmed from Australia. Cars leaving, cars entering, some walkarounds and stuff like that, the usual. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. As always, thank you very much for your support. I'll be back in Australia in around July. Continue the usual from there. And bye-bye for now, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.